Welcome to Lapeef. Let's talk. I'm here with the crew. We got B Nix
What's good?
and Tawana
Hey y'all.
and myself, Ji. Today's topic we're going to be discussing the mindset of growth, the mindset of growth, and we have a special guest that is going to join us in today. I'm gonna bring him in right now
Yo,
for
what's
you.
going on, y'all?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm great. I'm
You
great.
great? Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah, man.
introduce you for everybody that's watching. Our special guest, it's an honor to have you. I must say first, it's an honor to have you. But we have Malcolm Brown, which a lot of you
Yeah.
guys know him as Dr. Solo Raw. Welcome.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be welcome, man. Just going through social media, I've seen a lot of stuff you done. I've seen some of the topics, so I'm really, really excited to dive in tonight and man, just share. Connect with each other. I'm
Hmm.
excited about this.
All
Yeah,
right.
definitely. Hey, pleasure meeting you, brother.
Yes. Can't
DJ
wait to hear
Tawana,
everything.
huh?
Say I can't wait to hear everything you have to share with us.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Today's topic is the mindset of growth. The mindset of growth. And the reason why I wanted to bring is okay if I call you Solo.
Yeah, that's what everybody
Okay.
else call me.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I know if you want to go by Mr. Brown, Malcolm Brown,
Hey,
or
on-
Solo.
only people that call me Mr. Brown, people that owe me some money.
I'm definitely calling you solo today.
Yeah, man. This ain't
Yeah,
that
yeah,
type of
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
ain't that type of session tonight, bro.
I
We'll
know,
pay for
right? Yeah. You don't pay
Yeah.
yet. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so the reason why I want to bring him on there is because I actually been following him for like many years, and I seen him start from the bottom and to
Mhm.
this present time where he is now. So I just think that it's an amazing story, and I kind of want to start it off like this. I don't know if you remember Solo, but I was in
Uh-huh.
the gym at LA Fitness. Do you remember walking up to me?
Bro, you was in the gym at LA Fitness. I was working out with my man Beanie,
Uh huh.
right? I was about a buck 05 soaking wet, and I
Yeah.
had dreams of becoming a bodybuilder.
Uh
I
huh.
see I see you had the tats, and I do remember walking up to you telling you I was a tattoo artist. LA Fitness
Right.
in Matson.
Right. Yep. That's correct. That's correct. How many years ago was that? About over 10 years,
Man,
right?
man, I've been in the game for about 10 years, so it had to be around about 8 years. Eight
Eight
years
years.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
You
about
still ain't
8.
called me.
I know. But
Hey,
hey,
calling you out, Jr.
I know, man.
You
Them
got the
prices,
car,
man.
huh?
Like them
Yeah,
prices, I
he
gotta,
still
I
ain't
gotta get my
called. I was
money
waiting
right.
for that call. Hey man,
Yeah, but I
yeah.
remember this brother walking up to me, and he walked up to me. He said, "Hey, who did your tat? Vaughn, right?" I said, "Yeah, Vaughn did my tat." He said, I do tats as well." And what he did was he went
Mhm.
to his bag and he had pulled out like his portfolio, and he started showing me everything that he was doing. You can just see how
Mhm.
hungry he was back then. So I just thought that kind of stood out. I never did call him. Uh, I don't know why I didn't call him. It could have just been just because I didn't really know him. Like at the
Chief.
t- at,
Excuse me.
like at the time, the art just looked okay at the time. If I just want to be honest, and it just was kind of like,
Here you
yeah.
Yeah.
go.
Well,
Here
I'm
you
just I'm
go.
just I'm just being honest. I mean, now it's a different level because of course he's been in the game, and as you keep on practicing, you keep on putting in the hard work, it's going to pay off. But that was the first time that I met this brother, and I was following him, and I just seen him just kind of take off, so to speak. So what I want to do is I want to bring up this picture of you, and when you see this picture, I want you to tell me when you first see it, like what comes to mind.
Yeah. God. That's what comes to mind. I can't explain it. It's God.
Mm-hmm.
God, man. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Man, just yeah. That's what comes to mind. Gratefulness and God.
So the picture
Yeah.
on the left is how very similar to how I remember seeing him roughly about
Yeah.
8 years ago. And as you see to the right, you can just kind of see the growth, like what God
Yeah.
has done, to this
Yes,
young man
sir.
right here.
And then for my fashionistas there, so I got the Burberry jacket, you know what I'm saying? There's some nice Tom Ford leather boots, look them up, you see how blessed,
Uh-huh.
how good God has been to
Nah,
me,
we peep,
you
bro.
know,
We peep. We
you know
peep.
what I'm
The little
saying? Hey,
accessories. You know
I
what I
had a little
mean?
rollie on, you know what I'm saying? A
The
little
little
rollies in
details.
there, yeah,
We peep the
yeah, you know what I'm
details.
saying? You know what, bro?
Yeah.
I can remember. I think we posted that last year.
Mhm.
They had the social media thing going on, right? The past decade thing, and
Mhm.
so I'm not one to jump onto the social media fads or whatever, but that one, I felt it was very vital to do so because, especially in my generation, people don't believe in success stories no more. People don't really have too much hope or too much faith that change can really happen. So when I was going through my Facebook page and I said, you know what, I want to be able to post something, not to just pretty much show my growth, but to be able to tell the story because right up underneath the picture there is a story there. There's a timeline. And
Mhm.
if I won't be too deep on here, but I'm a man of God unapologetically. The Bible says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of our testimony. And so people can see the picture, but the true power is in the story. That I did grow up on the South Side, single family home, right? My dad wasn't in my life. My mom had 7 kids. I dropped out of high school, used to be in the streets, got a GED. And by a stroke of luck and a sprinkle of a blessing, I stumbled upon the talent and the gift that completely changed the trajectory of my life. And with posting that picture, I wanted people to see the starting point and I want them to see where I was now. And I want them to see the dichotomy in between the 10 years to say that, hey, it don't happen overnight, but if you believe and you really work hard for it, man, it can happen for you. So that's what my purpose was behind posting the picture, and it was impactful, man. I got plenty of inboxes and phone calls about that picture. I mean, even you found that one out of all the other pictures on my,
Mhm.
on my Instagram page. That's the one, the most embarrassing one. I think I got another one up there looking a little bit better.
Oh no, I
Hey,
wouldn't. I wouldn't
that's
say.
JR for you.
Man, I wouldn't
It's the
say.
most,
Yeah,
it's
I
the
wouldn't
most
say
dramatic.
embarrassing, man. But it just shows
Yeah,
the growth. So
it's
I
a
know that
powerful
you.
one.
I know that you said, and
Oh,
I done some research as well. You
Hmm.
said you dropped out of high school. You was homeless
Yes,
growing
sir.
up, and you sold loose squares and
Ah, yeah,
water
you did do that.
on 87. Was it 87 in Dan Ryan?
87 Dan Ryan.
Yeah,
Yep, I
yeah,
was
80,
out there. I was out
87
there.
in Dan Ryan. So I just want you to kind of take us, through your mindset then, and how you got to start to form to be who you are now.
I truly believe this, and for those that's watching, I want y'all to catch this. If you can't write it down, um, everything that is in the tree is in the acorn. Greatness happens, but it happens in seed form. So I always knew that it was something inside of me bigger than myself. I always had an inclination in my mind that greatness was inside of me. It was how was I going to get it out? Given my circumstances, given where I grew up, given that environment, how was I going to get it out? And I just had a natural knack for hustling, bro. Just to be honest with you, right?
Mhm.
I'm just a hustler. I did all types of stuff, man. I cut grass and shovel snow. I started dance groups. I did blue squares and water. Right, that was like the lowest moment. He's pulling out all the lowest moments. My God, who told you this? Where you get this biography from, man? I got some high moments too.
you on the piece? Let's talk. We're gonna talk
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah, I know,
yeah,
right? You're our
man.
featured guest for
We
the
gotta
night.
talk
So,
about
hey,
it.
Hey,
all
man.
things on the
We
table.
gotta be real.
Hey, Charlamagne must be his cousin or something, man. I gotta get ready. I don't know what else you gonna pull out the bag.
So,
No, but seriously
so
though,
go ahead.
just I can't explain the feeling of knowing that there's something else out there and not sitting back waiting on it to happen. So I always took accountability and I always made it my responsibility to go out there and get it. And I'm glad that before I really became an adult and really started making decisions that would directly affect my life, I decided to do it legally. You know, but that's what it was, bro. I just always felt it. I always had that drive. 'Cause I was a shorty.
All right, Tawana, you had something?
I do. I have a question because I read in the Chicago High Park interview that the
Yeah,
reason
yeah, yeah.
why your reason why your name is Dr. Solo Ross because you wanted to become a doctor. And
Exactly.
then
Yeah.
eventually, you decided to become a tattoo artist. So talk about that because that's interesting because you didn't finish high school, but you knew you wanted to
So
be a doctor. And what happened?
So just take you back a little bit. So I did drop out of high school and ended up going to Lincoln's Challenge. Very transformational stage in my life because there I was able to see structure. I was able to see men in power, right? So immediately, I fell up under that leadership and developed my own leadership ability. And I did very well in the program. So graduating at that program, I had got what you call an ICCB scholarship, Illinois Community College Board. So they give you a scholarship. And they pay for the first semester of school. And in the program, I also scored very high on the ASVAB. People that don't know what the ASVAB is, that's the basically standardized test for the military, for lack of better definition. So I scored very fairly high on that, and I had a lot of recruiters talk to me. And so as I began to think about my life path and what I was going to do, I said, okay, if you're going to do anything in life, do something that helps people, do something that's honorable. I've always been the one to want to change the family history, and we don't have many doctors or more professionals in our life. So that was a path that I wanted to go down. So I started off in nursing. I said I'll get my degree in nursing and go to the Navy. The Navy will pay for the rest of the school, and then I can become a doctor, right? Hopefully get out of the Navy, start my own practice, right? I had this whole plan. And disruption happened. Beautiful disruption. I was in the house one day doing some homework, medical terminology. I still can't understand those words. You ask me to spell it, I'd be lying, right? And I get a knock on the door. So happened to just be one of my guys. He said, "Bro, let me do a tattoo on you." I'm 19. Well, yeah, why not? Come on. And so he begins to draw on my arm. I'm going through all this pain, but for some reason I looked and I fell in love with the idea that you can really draw on people and get paid for it. And I was like, this is something that I want to do. And so I went to my mom back and forth. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do this? She told me no. If y'all got black mama, you know exactly what she said. So with those no's, that drive came up again, and I said, you know what? I'll just get a job or something like that. So I started riding a bike. If you're familiar with the south suburbs, from University Park to Richmond Park to Matson, from Matson to Frankfurt, from Frankfurt to Chicago Heights, looking for a job when nobody hired me. Finally, I landed an interview at McDonald's in Richmond Park, and I got up that morning, put on my clothes, rode my bike up there. I sat and talked to the guy about 45 minutes. And he walked me to the door, told me he couldn't give me the job. That moment I was broken. I really wanted to give up. I wanted to quit. I said, you know what, F this. Because everything I believed in was challenged in that moment. They said if you work hard, it'll happen for you. They said if you'll believe, it'll happen for you. If you just keep on pushing, it'll happen for you. Well, nothing was happening for me, And I remember, man, I didn't even ride the bike back to University Park. I walked back and I just kind of cried, man. Because it was devastating. I was literally tired. And when I got to the house, I went in my room, closed the door, and went to sleep because, when you cry, you get sleepy. And later that night, I got up and just a stroke of motivation, I decided to start drawing. And I remember this night vividly. I'm sitting at my desk. I have my light table in front of me. I had a picture, Pablo Picasso. I have my pastels, and I'm just drawing this picture. And I'm listening to Lapeef, Closer to Your Dreams, and I'm just saying, you know what, something's going to happen. Little did I know my mom was walking past the room that night, and on her way to work, she had a premonition with God, she said, and she said, just get it for him. He's a good kid. He's trying. Just get the equipment for him. And a couple of days later, door ring again, and it was a DHL package. My mom named when I called, I said, "Mom, you got a box at the door." "I ain't got no damn package." I'm like, "You got a package." So she said, "Open it up and see what it is." And I opened it up. It was my tattoo equipment. From that day, I decided I was going to build something from it. So that's the story. That's how I went from wanting to be a doctor to being Dr. Solo around my industry, because I figured if I would went to school 8 to 10 years, I would be a general practice doctor at 8, and 2 years into my specialty, I would have that title. So, I look at it like I'm a highly skilled and trained professional. I really love what I do. I have great passion for it and a great vision for it. So I warrant myself that title.
Oh,
No,
awesome.
Doc, hey, that's a dope story, man. And the thing is, I wanted to inquire as to at what point in time do you feel that because part of your work, I know even reading up about God has played a big role in your life.
Yeah.
How do you feel that? Why do you, for anyone that's listening, why do you feel that your relationship with your higher power is necessary in order for you to reach that level of having the best outcome in your career and life.
Because as humans, we're finite, we're limited, but with God, we're limitless. You know, me as a Christian man, the Bible says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You know, the revelation behind it is I don't have enough strength of my own, but he loves me so much and has such a greater plan for me that he would deposit his strength in me. A strength that went to the cross, a strength that was beaten, a strength that was ostracized. He would give me that same strength. So when I walk out to this world and I get exposed to the elements, you know, I have enough wherewithal and mental nimbleness to keep moving forward. That's why it was important to me. Having that foundation, the fact that me understanding that somebody greater than me who created me with a purpose, I'm not here for no reason, right, will assist me in this if I would just try. That's the key. If you just do it. So many people now, sit back waiting on God, man. God's waiting on them to make a move.
That's awesome. Hey, Solo, so kind of walk me through this shit. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. All right. So you opened up your first tattoo shop in what year was that?
I opened my first, so I signed the lease in October 2013, opened February 10th, 2014.
Okay. And then that was open for about 5 years, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then in March of 2018 is when you closed your first tattoo shop.
Well, I ain't closed. They shut me down.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they shut you down. And then what I read
why
about
they shut you down, man?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
You know what? It's funny, man. I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do that. I can tell y'all online. You know, it's a great story. I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm just gonna say that first, right? So when I originally got there, the village did not have a ordinance for tattoo shops. But there was some people in the village hall that was doing what they wanted to do and gave us the green light to open, right? And everybody remember what happened in University Park a couple years ago. They went broke, scandal, this, that, and the other. So they hired a new village manager that now is coming to clean up shop. And we end up falling in line with that. And so they shut us down and they wanted us to pay 5 years of 5 years for the business license, right? They also wanted us to go through the whole litigation process of adopting the ordinance from Chicago Heights, doing the zoning variants and all that other stuff. And to be honest with you, I wasn't well capitalized at the time to even go through that process. It's a 3 to 6 month process. You got to hire lawyers. It's so much stuff that goes into. It's so much red tape that goes into opening and establishing a tattoo shop. But again, I'm grateful for it because check this out. On the back end of that, it's the funny thing about God, and I hope somebody listening tonight be able to get this revelation. I feel like I'm going to be speaking to somebody, but behind the scenes, I have been working on a plan, right? I had a vision. I have a vision of a global franchise of tattoo shops, right? Very audacious idea. And it started off as just a concept. It went from concept to paper, from paper to strategy and structure. Like I'm really putting it together, just learning so much. And I ended up sitting down with one of my mentors, a guy named Charles Johnson, great businessman. I'm talking about, I think he's one of the greatest businessmen of my generation. So I sit down with Charles at Starbucks. I give him $75 per hour. And I hand him my business plan. And I say, big bro, check this out and let me know if I got something. And I knew if he told me, yeah, I had something. And so he looking at it. It literally took him like 3 minutes. He looking at it. He said, man, look, you're going to work these numbers out right here. You got the perspectives wrong on the numbers, but you got something, bro. Hand me my little check back and hand me my business plan back and make it happen. Right? So I'm excited. Like I'm winning. The very next day, I get to work. I got a stop work order on the door. And what am I saying, people? Sometimes God will disrupt your life in order to catapult your life. Right? Because he knew that was my baby. I was never going to leave that place, y'all. I wasn't going to leave on my own. So he had to kick me out, put me out in the wilderness, in this world, and lead me through that process. And going through that, I once said that would never happen to me again. So it made me a better businessman. So I'm actually working on a deal right now that I'm a top secret deal. But now I know what to do. I
Right.
can handle myself because they did that to me. I
Mhm.
said it would never happen again. So I learned proper process and procedures, protocol. Like I
That's
know how to
good.
do it now. And I handle myself. And that's what happens, man. God put you in those situations to squeeze the greatness out of you, man. You know what I'm saying? Pressure produces
Mhm.
diamonds. Y'all know that. And that's what
Mhm.
happened. That's how the shop closed, man. Just bad leadership in that office, and it blew back on us. But all things did work together for the good.
Yeah,
Shakespeare
it
say,
did.
"Great is the uses of adversity,"
Yeah.
and I used it.
Yeah. I was reading about a little bit about that when I was doing research on you, and you said
Y'all
that you
do a
took a
lot of reading over here,
yeah,
man.
yeah, we have to.
Let me
We
do
have
a
to, man.
drop. I got a book on Amazon since you read.
Oh, no, we're gonna get to your book.
Did
We're
you
gonna
read
get to your
that?
book. Yeah, we're gonna
That's
get
Did
to
what
your
we
book next,
do.
but
I'm gonna pull up my analytics to see if you bought it. I see your email. I just go ahead, man.
but
You can see names. You can see names on the analytics.
but I think it's real important. I think
Oh
it's real
man.
important. And this phrase kind of stood out for me that you said. You say you took a year off to pray, prep, and plan. You took that
Yeah,
year off to pray, prep, and
prep
plan.
and
And I
plan.
think that
Yeah.
that is very important because sometimes when things do
Hmm.
get a little rough and you feel like you want to give up, it's okay to take some time to regroup to try to get back to see if you
Hmm.
can refocus. But you
Yeah.
prayed, you prepped, and you planned, and I think that was awesome for you to do, man. It was
Hmm.
awesome. So in 2018, um, you had a book that came out, right?
Yep.
So but I want to ask you about this book. Was this book always in the making, or was it just something that just came up? Did you have you been writing it for years? I want to know how about
Yeah.
this book came about.
So ironically enough, man, and I think this is gonna be a great segue into some of your other questions. But so I started writing the book, and let me see. I went to Hawaii. I went to Hawaii back in I think it was like 2015. By stroke of luck, somebody. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't even 2015. 2013. Before I even opened up the shop, I went to Hawaii. One of my clients hit me up and said, "Man, we want you to come out here and do some tattoos." I went all expense paid. I ain't had to pay for nothing and take a bag when I went out there. I had a great time. And on my last day, I walked out. They put me in the beachfront villa in Kopale, right? So I walk out on the beach. It's a big old sea turtle sitting on the beach. I ain't never seen no sea turtle. I'm used to seeing pit bulls. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the sea turtle, looking at the water, and I'm really taken aback. I'm astonished. I said, "God, wow, how did I get here?" And that silent whisper said, "Destiny. This is your destiny." And right then in that moment, ideas started busting out of the seams in my head. I knew the title of the book. I knew what each chapter was going to be about. The vision had came. And then I got back home and I said, "How am I gonna write a book? I got a GED. I don't even like to read." Right?
Mhm.
Insecurity jumped in. Insecurity jumped in. And so I sat on it for a while. And I remember talking to one of my pastors about it. I was like, "Man, I really want to write this book, man, but I don't know if I'm qualified to do it." He said, "You're right. You're not qualified, but God will qualify you to do it. Write the book." So I just started writing. I started scratching some stuff on paper, just doing what I think was the right thing to do, and not even knowing I was a good writer. It's crazy how life works, man. So I'm writing this book, and I get discouraged again. One day I had to go find my passport. I mean, I had to find some information for my passport. I'm going through boxes. I know I seem like I'm all over the place, but I'm going somewhere. I'm going through some boxes, and I find a essay that I wrote at Perry State when I was going to school for the nursing. It was part of one of my electives. It was a writing class, and I got the highest score in the writing class. And the teacher wrote on the back, "Malcolm, you are a great writer. You should become an author one day."
Mm. Damn.
And I literally was almost in tears. And I got back up and I started writing again. Boom, 2017 happens. I'm with my ex-girlfriend. And I say, "Baby, I want to read you some of my stuff." She fell asleep in my face while I was reading. So I thought it wasn't good. So I put the book down again. 2018 happens. The shop closes. Me and her break up. And I'm taking time to pray, prep, plan, right?
Mhm.
In that time, I meet my wife I'm with now. Uh, and we talking over the phone one night. She asked me what I was doing. I said, man, mess around with this little book, right? And she said, well, I know you right. I was like, yeah, I'm doing a little something. She said, read something to me. So I started reading, and she was quiet on the phone. I thought she went to sleep too. And she's like, oh my God, that was so good. And then she got off the phone. She said, I got to go sleep now. I said, all right. 6 o'clock the next morning, she had worked at Walmart that time. She sent me a picture of Bishop T.D. Jakes' book, Destiny. She said, yours is going to be as big as this. She said, you're an amazing writer, and I'm proud of you. And that right there gave me enough gas to actually publish the book. Because she believed him. She spoke life into me. She didn't speak to where I was in that moment. She spoke to where I was going. And I got the book done. So that was the process. It was a process over time. I'm grateful for that process because there were certain chapters in the book I couldn't write until I actually either went through that experience, forgave myself from doing things, or released certain things. So it was very cathartic for me to write the book because it was freeing for me. So that's how that went. Did I answer your question? I know that was a lot.
Yeah, you did. No, I appreciate it, man. I'm loving hearing this story.
Yeah.
So
when did you realize you was gonna marry your wife that you're currently with? Because that was 2018. You met her in 2019. So when did you get married?
No. So I met her at the end of 2016, right? We was like talking to 2017 because I had some stuff going on. Y'all know how it is. We gonna keep it G, right?
No, I don't know
So we was talking. Look, hey, we were friends. No, seriously, we were really good friends. And we just talking. We both was kind of going through some life situations, right? Just cleaning up old stuff, right? And turning 2017, we decided to make a commitment to each other. So May 24th, 2017, I gave her. No, I'm sorry. May 24th, 2018, I gave her a promise ring. 2019, I proposed to her. 2019, we got married. So I had it right. Yeah. 2017, I gave her a promise ring. 2018, we got engaged. 2019, we got married. And here it is, 2020. We just celebrated 1 year and had our daughter, Brooklyn. So to answer your question, I knew she was my wife when I took her to church with me. Like I said, I'm unapologetically a man of God, flawed and all. I'm very serious about that, and I'm very careful, and I covet that relationship between me and God. So if you're gonna be with me, I invite you in. I got to make sure you're right. So I'm in service one day, and I'm on the altar. I'm in worship, and literally, it feel like the Holy Spirit just tapped me on my shoulder and told me to look back. And I look back at that, and she had her own moment of worship. And you can tell it was sincere worship. Y'all grew up in the black church. Y'all know what a person look like when they playing and when they for real, right? It was beautiful. It was an intimate moment of worship. And I'm watching this young lady just submit herself to God. And it clicked for me and it said, if she can submit to God, she'll submit to me because that's where I get my leadership from. And that was the deciding factor. Outside of the fact that she's drop dead gorgeous, she's funny, she's cool as hell, right? Come from good stock, her family is great. She has a progressive mindset, but that was the key because you won't understand the vision and why I move the way I move if you don't have a relationship with God. Because I wake up in the middle of the night and say, baby, we need to pray. And if you ain't got no relationship with God, you be like, nigga, go to sleep.
Well, let me ask you this, Dr. Solo, since you're talking about it. What's the purpose of a promise ring? I just need to know this. What is the actual purpose of a promise ring?
Hey, I mean, some people still believe in a promise ring. So, hey,
check this out.
Right?
This is the story. It's so cute. I never gave anybody a promise ring. I just want to set the stage for that right now. Never did that before. My wife kept telling me, you ain't never asked me to be a girlfriend. You got to ask me. Because like I said, we just kicked it. We was cool. She said, you ain't never asked me to be your girlfriend. You have to ask me. Right? And then one night, her phone rang. It was like 11 o'clock. We landed in the day. Her phone rang. I mean, who called you? She turned the phone over. And didn't say nothing. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of blue. But then she, the month I'm like, man, who called? She's like, man, you asked me to be your girlfriend. Come to find out, it was her little sister. You know what I'm saying? And she answered the phone because she didn't want to talk to her. But she made a perfect point. I can't expect girlfriend things from you if I can't make the commitment. So I went out and got a promise ring, and I asked her to be my girlfriend. And then I asked her, let me see your phone.
She's good. She's a good one because
Hey, whatever works, man.
Listen,
it makes for a great story to tell looking back on it, right?
I do think that I always make guys ask me too, because I feel like I want it to be clear that that's what you wanted. Because sometimes guys will be like, you forced me into this relationship, right? So I think that's smart, right? But I need to step my game up. I needed the promise ring. I need to figure this out, right? You supposed to ask for the ring with some kind of commitment. I got you.
Man, you got
Thank you for that. Ladies.
Well, I wanted to switch gears a little bit, Doc. So I know that you had talked about, hey, I love your story, just hearing from basically from the bottom. And really, when we think about the growth mindset aspect, we want to say how you're able to develop and grow. Do you feel that was something that you would truly it was born with, that it was just innate, it was in you to be the best version of yourself? Or did you acquire that? And if you did acquire it, how and from who?
I believe I was born with it. I believe we all born with it. All born with it, but it has to be developed. When you think about eagles, right, and eaglets, I love eagles, right? When you think about eagle and the eaglet, an eagle is not taught to fly. It's shown how, by way of exposure. When the eaglet hatches, it's in the nest, and its mother leaves the nest every day and come back and bring food to it. And then one day, this crazy mother just kicks the eaglet out of the nest. And you know what happens? It realized it can do what the mother was doing. It realized those things that it has works, and they work for this purpose. And so what happened is, I've always felt this sense of leadership. I always felt this greatness inside me. I just needed the exposure. And what happened was, God put me in places around certain people, and I was cognizant enough to see that I needed what this person had, with my mentors, with friends, with pastors. And even before those came, I would go on YouTube. I got YouTube mentors. Bishop T.D. Jakes is my daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we like this, right? I love Bishop Jakes. I love his mind. I love his preaching. I love his business acumen. It's another group of people that I watch. David Rubenstein. He's a CEO of a $1 billion private equity firm. It's called the Carlyle Group, right? And he has a show. Well, I ain't gonna be dropping the show on him, but he has a show on YouTube where he does peer-to-peer conversations, right? Well, who do you think his peers are? Other billionaires, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, and they sit back, and now you get to be the fly on the wall in conversations that you probably never would have had the chance to get in on. And so having that degree of exposure transformed my mindset and said, it stretched my thinking to what I could really accomplish in life, because I'm looking at people who's actually doing it. So that's part of developing that mindset. The first thing is exposure. The second thing I would say is you need vision. You cannot hit a target that you cannot see. So you gotta have vision, right? After vision, you gotta get over the hump of fear. You gotta feel the fear and do it anyway. Cause I'm scared as hell all the time. Like, just being honest with you. But I ask myself this. This is what I'm most scared of. Am I scared of getting into it and failing, or am I scared of being on my deathbed and regretting it never happened? And so I'm more afraid of the latter. So I just do it and I figure it out. And when you begin to adopt these ideologies, it forms a mindset that really forces you to be productive in life and to stretch yourself. Once you have a vision, you can't unsee that. And it hunts you until you get it.
I think that's deep. So in 2018, you got this book. And then 2019, you opened up your new shop, which is called the Tattoo Lounge.
The Tattoo Lounge,
And it kind of stood out to me because when you first introduced it, I didn't even know what the Tattoo Lounge was. I didn't even know it was going to be a tattoo shop. I didn't know if it was a school. I mean, just looking at the presentation of how it was marketed. So
Mm-hmm.
it kind of puts me in this atmosphere that, okay, now that I'm looking at it, it's a tattoo shop, but it's professional. Can you just
There
kind
you
of,
go.
break down the importance of, making sure that your business is professional, making sure that
Mm-hmm.
it's kept well, it's clean. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, just the whole image of your brand. Just can you just talk
Mm-hmm.
about the importance of it?
Okay, so I want to give you all. I love quotes. I live by them, but I want to give you all something for those that are watching that is in business. Remember this: people may forget what you do, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say it again: people may forget what you do, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. So customer service is key. Customer service is key. You can sell somebody a subpar product if you got A1 customer service. You think about Chick-fil-A. It's a chicken sandwich, y'all. But you can get as many sauces as you want. They're gonna tell you how you having a great day. They're gonna ask you about your mama. They might pray with you. You get what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
they have literally stellar customer service, and that's what keeps people coming back. And so when I was thinking about the tattoo lounge, I said, okay, well, what's gonna be our niche? There's 1,000,001 tattoo artists in the world. There's 126 tattoo shops in the city of Chicago. What's gonna be my niche? Well, when majority of people come to me, they come to me not just because of I'm a great artist, but because of the experience, right? They get very thought-provoking conversation. I'm a very bubbly and live, large and in charge type of attitude type of guy. Like we have fun, and they always tell me about other terrible customer service experiences at other shops. I said that's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna give my people great customer service. It's very important. It's very important. So you in business, customer service needs to be key. You need to train your staff on how to give good customer service. This is why. This is why. Another biblical lesson.
You need to say that again. Say that again. Telling you that
This is
customer
why.
service. Oh,
Customer service. And this is why. I'm gonna give y'all another biblical lesson. The Bible teaches that he who is greater amongst us must become servant. And no matter what business you're in, you are serving your client. And what happens is it shifts the paradigm. It takes you off the top as a CEO and puts you on the bottom. And at the top of that pyramid now is your customer, then it's your staff, then it's your junior leadership, then it's your senior leadership, then there's you. You are the last priority. You're not the star of the show. You're not even the supporting actor. You part of the crew. And as long as you keep that mindset and submit yourself to serving people, you'll always be good. Because check this out. You as a business, you serve your employees. Your employees serve your clients. Your clients now go tell other people about it, which is serving you, which will bring you back profits to do what? Now serve your community. It's all a chain reaction. If you want to be great business, become a servant.
they don't believe that. So you may need to open up a customer service training because
I ain't gonna lie to you. I can tell them. I can tell them what the problem is. They need to get rid of that false sense of superiority that's masking insecurity. Because anytime you want to step on a platform and feel like you're better than somebody, you actually feel very small on the inside. So allow God to heal you so now he can use you. A lot of people are in business and not seeing success because they are not fully healed. They're not fully healed. Get rid of that insecurity. Whoever hurt you, whoever disappointed you, whoever talked down on you, guess what? Your client is not them. You need to get in the closet, serve that up with God, and leave it there so you can go back and be and operate at the best of your ability so he can take you to the next level. Because guess what? Your talents, your gifts will take you places your character can't keep you, and you will lose everything. All right, that's enough. I'm stop preaching to y'all, man.
Nah, man, we love
I
it,
know
man.
it's all good. Hey,
somebody needs to hear it,
like
you said.
Mm-hmm. It's Dr. Solo Raw's Thursday night service. I'm gonna see y'all my cash app so y'all can send me an honorarium when we done.
Oh, we know. I didn't know that. I didn't know. So we gotta wrap this up.
No, seriously though, the idea. Seriously, the idea of service, man. You look at it like this. As long as you're making sure the quality of somebody else's life is good, yours will always be great. Serve people, man, and give them your best. Give them your best. When my clients walk through the door, I serve them with my best. And that's before they sit in the chair. I serve with my best attitude. What's going on, G? How you doing? How you feeling today? You good? We gonna sit down during my consultation time. I want to get to know you. How your day going? Tell me about this tattoo. What's your story? It's not about me. I'm here to serve you. And because of that, I've literally become one of the most spoke about tattoo artists in Chicago. Right, I have an amazing clientele. I make great money. To God be the glory for that. Without any of the traditional avenues, right? I'm not on television. I don't have 1 million followers on Instagram, right? But I have a cult-like following the people that's word of mouth, man. You gotta go see Solo, man. He this, he that. Why? Because I serve my people.
That's a great accomplishment because everything is social media driven. So the fact that you are able
it really
to,
is.
it's just all social media driven. So thank God that you're able to, prosper regardless of all of that, pressure to be on social media, right, and to have 1 million followers. But let me ask you this, Solo. So if we walk in Tattoo Lounge, do you tattoo or do you have several artists that you? Or can people say, you know what, I want to get the realism Solo tattoo because I saw that you do a lot of realism. Is that your focal? But just also can people get tattoos from you?
So I do work by appointment only. So if you want to book an appointment, you can hit my assistant Jamie. Post to the pause and I'll see you sometime in maybe February. But I have other artists here who serves their clients. The unique thing about my office now, everybody here works by appointment only. I work with more accomplished artists. Our next location will be more so for the general public, where we will serve walk-ins on any level. You want to get a name or you want to get a portrait, we'll have somebody who is more than equipped to do the job. And you're gonna walk to a high-class, state-of-the-art establishment. You're gonna get the greatest customer service you ever thought of in your life, and you're gonna leave happy, and you're gonna go tell somebody. Yeah.
And I wanted to say this too. Make sure you guys follow him on social media as well because he does have these, things he called tap out sessions.
I don't do those no more.
You don't do them no more?
Nope. No. Don't tell people that.
Okay.
Well, I used to, and I wish I still could, but I can't no more.
Okay.
What's the tap out? Oh, okay. So, you can't talk about it no more.
I could tell y'all about it. So in the past, we want to say that in the past, I used to do a tap out session, and what it was another effort to serve my clientele, right? Mm-hmm. It was buzzing in the streets, man. Solo Raw, he charged too much, right? And that's subjective right there. We could talk about that later, but the more I heard people say that, it wasn't in a negative light. I want to go, but I can't necessarily afford it. So just like any other great brand, they put things on sale for those people that they want to, those people that want to still share the experience of that product. So I sat back and I said, okay, where's my threshold? How far can I stretch myself to best serve some of my people? So I came up with the tap out session. It was $600, and you get 6 hour session with me to work on anything you want to work on, right? And so it went very well. It really helped me build my clientele, pull out some great pieces, and to just meet some amazing people, man. Like, I'm so blessed, y'all, by not just by what I do, but the people I'm able to meet. Like this industry, this job, this profession brings me people from all across the globe, from different walks of life, and they share their perspectives, man. It's amazing. So that's what the tap out session allowed me to do. Recently, I had to stop because, unfortunately, I'm gonna be going into retirement soon.
I hear that, brother.
Yeah, I'm going into retirement. I'm leaving the tattoo chair, and right now I'm sitting at my conference table in my office, and I'm sitting in this seat, and I'm an operator on this level as the CEO of a company, and I'm driving into the future. So in order to do that, I had to make some sacrifices, and that's one of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I ask you this? Do you get a lot of backlash because you are religious and you do tattoos? Because I've heard people say that's the mark of the beast, and they say a lot.
Like the body is the temple.
Yeah, the body's the temple. Yeah. So is there some conflict with that? Because I know you are religious. So can you talk about that?
So I always say that's when I get that, I always tell people that's them battling with their own convictions. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Study and show yourself approved unto God, and be not ashamed of workmen rightly dividing the word of truth." And the amazing thing about the Bible, you have to be able to read the Bible in context and understand the content. And so most people talk about the scripture in Leviticus and they're talking about the marking of the body. But you can't just take it for face value. You got to understand context and the content. And so when you understand the context and content, the continuity of that time, that's what they were doing in that time. They were worshiping other deities, right? Outside of the God of Israel. And that's when that law was set into place. So for two reasons, people are being judgmental by saying that, and I think they're being very ignorant. And I mean that by the literal term. I don't mean it to be disrespectful, but I would just say dive into your word deeper and get a clearer understanding, right? So that's how I would answer that question. And then another thing too, everything that I do, I place before God. Everything that I do. When I first started tattooing, I said, God, thank you for this. Now use it for your glory. And in every stage, God will give me the vision and I'll hand it back to him. Now, I believe my steps are ordered by God. I'm living my life for him and through him, right? And he ain't brought me nothing else. So I must be doing something right. He must want to use this, right? And my last point is this. The Bible also says you have to go into all the earth and share the gospel. All over the earth. The problem with Christians is they want to come into the church and prophesy in the church and lay hands in the church and do backflips in the church and be healed in the church when Jesus came to empower his people to go out into all of the earth. So that means in television, that means over the internet, that means in this industry, that means in that industry. We are ambassadors of the kingdom of God, and we are here to share his culture wherever he sends us. Right. And so I just submit to it. That's how I answer that question.
Yeah, you're the kind of Christian I like to be around, not the other ones that you talked about. And I was Catholic, so I wasn't raised in a Christian church, not at all.
Yeah,
Catholics are very quiet, so the relationship is about you and God, and you don't see it displayed. So it was very different for me growing up.
Yeah. And the main thing is when you have a relationship with God, I don't even hear nothing that the naysayers, right? Mm-hmm. I know what God allows me to do, right? Even right now, while I'm sitting in this chair, I have a young man that flew from New York to spend a week with me, right? Don't charge him a dime, but he gets to spend a week with me. And the whole time he's been here, God has allowed me to sow into his life, pour into his spirit, to speak life into him. He came here to learn about tattooing, but God had another plan. And this is why you can't let people stop you on your mission and question you know what I'm saying? Figure out your life. Don't worry about mine. Because in every stage, God has allowed me to sow into somebody's life. God has allowed me to employ people. God has allowed me to empower people. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I have total confidence in what I do.
Absolutely.
Well, Doc, I had a question for you.
What's up, Nick?
I totally in full support of what you're saying. If you had the option, knowing where you're at right now, I know you talked about being in the boardroom, at your table. What would you tell your younger self? Yeah. What would you tell your younger self?
It looks like a boardroom. It looks like a boardroom.
Y'all. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Like, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's all good, bro. Knowing what you know now, what would you tell your younger self on putting your younger self on the game, knowing where you at right now?
It's gonna happen.
It happens.
Mm-hmm. It happens. Like I'm standing right now, and I feel like I'm really at the door to my destiny, and 2020 is the key that unlocks it all, right? Mm-hmm. But I would tell my younger self, it happens. I would tell my younger self, stay focused, keep believing, don't worry about those people. Everything my future self was telling my younger self as I was going through it, man, please keep going, keep believing, keep working hard, stretch yourself, and man, don't give up because it happens. It happens.
Now, would your younger self actually listen to your older self? Would you be willing to listen, knowing your younger self?
Hey man, my young if you take that picture that you put on the screen and turn to us face to face, yeah, you're gonna listen. He's gonna be like, that's me. You say, do what? What I gotta do?
Nothing like a flashback to humble you, right? It's like, whoa, look where I came
I know,
from.
right?
Yeah.
Look at me, right?
And I love taking pictures. Anybody that follows me on social media know I love taking pictures. People talk about it like, man, who be taking your picture? Because I be having a little walk joint. I be walking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm the king of the lookaways. Like I hit y'all real quick.
I know you
right?
might have to compete with JR for that, man.
Oh man, there you go.
I love pictures. They truly tell more than 1,000 words, and you're able to track your growth. And I feel like most people don't really get to see the success in their life because they miss the moment, right? So every time I feel inspired, every time I reach a pinnacle, I take that picture. I gotta document that because that's my spoil of war. I made it because you get to new heights. Success goes like this, y'all. It goes from 1 to 10, right? You start on the ground level and you get to 10, and I made it, and then life happens and you feel like you plateau. Guess what happened? You didn't fall back to 1. You just went to 1 on a new level, 11, right? And now you're trying to get to 20. How you gonna get to 20? You got to pull back that picture from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Look and say, "This I recall to my mind. Therefore, have I hope. It's by God's mercy as I have not been consumed. Great is His faithfulness. I can make it. He got me through this. He gonna get me through this." And you just keep going. You keep going. That's why I take so many pictures, man. I remember.
You gotta remember. That's that idea of Sankofa, right? Never forget. Never forget where you came from, your past.
Gotta look back to go forward.
Gotta look back. Mm-hmm.
All right, Solo. I appreciate you for sitting in on this discussion today. This book, we forgot to say what this book is: 10 Miles to Your Destiny. 10 Miles to Your Destiny. Yes. It's on Amazon right now.
Right now.
You asked me a question. You asked me a question before we got on the interview. Could you ask me a question about my wife? And I do just want to take a little bit of time and talk about my wife before I go, and just tell you, my wife has literally been the key to unlock me. Everything that I'm not, she is. Everything that I'm missing, she has. And I'm great because I submit to her as she submits to me. Wait.
Say that again now. So you submit to her, right? And then she submits to you. Because, sometimes on this show, they say only the woman's supposed to submit. So, speak to that, Dr. Solo. Thank you, Dr. Solo. Right. Let's speak to that a little bit since you won't hear.
Wisdom tells me this, right? My wife literally is my helpmate, right? And so in some areas, and usually the ones I really get mad about are the areas I really need to listen. I really, really, really need to listen because everything that I'm missing, she has. And everything she's missing, I have. And the problem is we have to learn to really come together and submit to each other. And submission is not a bad thing. Submission is actually showing strength and confidence. I have enough strength to docile myself down and to listen, but I have enough confidence in you to take your advice because I believe that you have what I'm missing and I have what you're missing. So we're better together, right? And so my wife completes me. Y'all, the guy that y'all see that's super motivated, when I go to the house some nights, she speaks life to me when I'm tired. She tells me, baby, keep going. She tells me, baby, look at it again or look at it this way. I'll never forget. I was talking to my wife about the business, and I'm a speaker. I'm very enthusiastic. I'm very optimistic. I'm very excited about my plans, and I'm talking to my wife about it. And she asked me, how's it gonna happen? Like, you got the money there, and I felt like she didn't believe in me, right? But later, the revelation came and said she don't process information in that way. My wife needs to see figures and numbers. So I had to sit down and tell my wife, well, look, I'm going to do this. It's going to cost this much, and this is how I'm going to get it. And she was ecstatic about, oh, my God, baby, that's amazing. Oh, you're so intelligent. Like, you're a genius. I'm like, wow, check this out. It made me a better businessman because when I'm standing in front of, if I'm standing in front of city officials, if I'm talking to bankers, I'm consulting with my lawyers, or even consulting with my team, I can be clear and concise about the vision. And that's how I get their buy-in. That's how the ball gets rolling. I would not be the CEO that I'm becoming had I not had my wife challenge me in that area. So that's what I mean by submission.
Well, thank you, Solo. I'm glad you actually gave us some different perspectives on this show, because I'm telling you, it's a struggle to hear people tell you that. Submission is harder than anything. Like, if both people submission, it's so hard. It's difficult. It's not as easy as people say. Like, oh, yeah, women, you just got to submit. Like, it takes a lot of discipline.
Tawana, it's not hard when you want to do it.
Yeah, that's
true. I want to be married. I spent a lot of money on my wedding, and look, I want to be married.
No, that's right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I told my wife, man, you got a debt to pay off. Until you get to zero, you can't go nowhere. You stuck. Okay. But I want it, and when you want things, you submit to it. You conform to it. You stretch yourself. You work hard for it, and that's just a part of the process. So, to anybody that's married, that's thinking about getting married, it's not hard when you want to do it. So just want it. Just want it.
But it's necessary, right? It's necessary.
Yeah, trust me, you're gonna be better.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be better. You're gonna be better in the end, man. You're gonna be better in the end. I promise you. Women, listen to the man too. Hey, bro, you gotta bring me back so we can talk about that with her.
Okay.
Okay, come on. Let's talk about it, because let's just take your biblical, pass off the table if you come back to the show, okay? Because I'm gonna have to let you know it's from just a general perspective, okay? I can't speak for.
And that means she might have to take the kid gloves off, though, Doc.
That's all I'm gonna say. I can't skate around you that time now. You come back, it's gonna be some real deal to wanna feel.
Check this out. This is for women and men. I promise this will be my last point. This is for women and men. When you think about, those who believe, you think about the story of creation. God created man out of him, he pulled out of a woman, right? To make her his helpmate, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
JI, if I want to lift up this table, I'm not gonna ask somebody who's weaker than me to help me. I'm gonna ask somebody who's stronger than me or as strong as I am to help me, right? And so understand, submission is not lesser. Submission is always equal. I'm just asking you to help me. And I can't ask you to help me if you're weaker. You either have to be stronger or have the same strength. So both of us, men and women, need to change our perspective and how we look at our relationship and how we look at our spouse and say, you know what? You're as strong as I am. That's why I need you to help me. And with that understanding, it's easy to submit. It's easy. We're stronger together.
Mm-hmm.
I got a feeling that's gonna be a future topic.
I can't wait.
I
can't wait.
Right?
Solo.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring my wife on with me, man.
Okay. I would love to meet her. She's probably a wise woman like yourself.
Hey,
wise,
man,
wise man, not a wise woman. But yes, a wise person like yourself.
Again, Solo, it's definitely been a pleasure having you on there. I feel honored for you to be able to come on this platform and be able to tell your story.
I'm honored to come, man.
Yeah.
To him be the glory, man.
Our viewers are so blessed to just have someone that speaks from this perspective that can help them. You may have pushed somebody that was on the cusp of giving up. Yeah. So I do appreciate you just hearing that. Like, not like suicide, but just giving up on their life dream, or maybe they felt like, okay, I failed one time, so I can't move forward, right? We've all been there before.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. See, I'm trying to get off,
like, bro,
but you're gonna make me keep talking.
Being authentic, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get off.
You just being your authentic self, man.
I can't be nobody but me. I can't be nobody but me, man.
Because I can't either, so I'm sorry. I have to just be who I am.
I'm gonna say this last point. I promise you I gotta go. But for those that do want to give up, thinking about suicide, thinking about quitting, when you get to those moments, all of your decisions are based upon the past. But when you make the decision, you cut off your future. Think about that. You're not getting rid of the past. You are cutting off your future. And that's literally the plan of the enemy, because greater is the end of a thing. Y'all, let me tell you something. You have so much greatness inside of you. You got things inside that will completely blow your mind. I'm sitting in front of you all, motivational speaker, public speaker, published author, CEO of my own company, a father, a husband. I grew up on the South Side. I had nothing. I didn't even know this stuff was inside of me, but I just decided I won't quit, right? You never know what tomorrow holds. And it could very well be your day that you've been waiting on. If you quit today, you'll never make it. You'll never see it. And then it was all for nothing. So please don't quit and get to your future.
Hey,
look, I love y'all.
Fact.
Man, we appreciate your words.
Facts. Hey, look, Nick, drop the mic.
All right, you guys. Appreciate you guys
All
for
right,
tuning
Obama.
in. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to Lapeef. Let's talk. Until next time, we out.